Hey, what's going on? It's Edem here with Global Abundance LLC, back with another video. Uh, on this channel, we talk all things real estate with a little financial literacy, uh, credit content, and some personal development. Just a little bit of that sprinkled in. You know what I mean? Uh, it's a good idea to have our minds right as we start our investing journey, whatever that is, whether it's real estate, stocks, e-com, whatever it is that you do. Want to have your mind right. So today's video, before we get into that, we have a free VIP group uh, where a group of real estate investors and like-minded individuals like yourself uh, share content, dig deep into different aspects of real estate, and answer the tough questions. So I'll leave a link below for that for you to join. It's free. So I'd love to see you in there. Come on and join us. Today's video is about what makes up your credit score. All right. So I'm just going to just briefly go into the different pieces of the pie, that make up your score. So realize that your credit score is your reputation. All right. And your resume is your credit profile. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind. Reputation, resume. So in the totality of what makes up your credit score, you're looking at payment history being 35%. You're looking at utilization being 30%. You're looking at the age of credit being 15%, the credit mix being another 10%, and new credit being another 10%, totaling 100%. Now, I'll go into each of those buckets and just kind of go down the line. And I've done other videos about this, so you can also go watch that. But this is kind of just a brief overview of the things that make up your credit score. All right, so payment history is the most important thing and the biggest chunk at 35%. Now, that is basically what it is. Payment history. How are you paying your bills? What is the history of you making payments on your accounts? You do not, under no circumstances, want to have any late payments on your account. Can late payments be removed? Yes, they can, based on consumer law. Not going to go into that here, but why even get to that point where you need that information? How about you just stay solid now if you are not in that position of any late payments, and never, ever, ever get there, because you do not want to be there. Okay. You do not want to have a late payment. I personally have never had any late payments on any of my accounts, but I did have a collection at one point that I did get removed that utterly just destroyed my credit for a year and some change. All right. I mean, just tanked my score like almost 200 points. Like it was bad. And that was just $100 collection from something that they claimed I didn't pay 7 years prior to that. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. You also, be very, very mindful of your payment history. So that's, again, 35% of your score is made up of that. Uh, Utilization. How much of your total balance are you, or how much of your total credit limit are you using per month, right? So if you have a limit of 100 grand total, and you're using 90,000 of that, you have a balance of $90,000. You are 90% utilization, which is terrible. Okay. I've talked in other videos about where you ideally want to be, so you can go check those out. Again, this is just a kind of an overview, but you do not want your utilization to be up there. You want your utilization low, because between utilization and payment history, we're looking at 65% of your credit score. That's what makes up 65% of your score. How much are you using a month? How much do you owe? And what your payment history is. Are you a good uh, steward of money? Are you paying your bills on time all the time? Okay, uh, it matters. The next thing is the age of your credit. So going back to payment history, right? Uh, a lender wants to see that you've been making on-time payments and things for a long time. The longer you have on your credit card, saying you have with 2024, let's say you have a card from the year 2000 and you have zero late payments on it. That is an excellent payment history. It'd really be a good card too to add some, depending on what card it is, because all cards don't report to every single agency or every reporting consumer reporting agency. So you'd have to check, but that would be an excellent card to be added as an AU to, because you have 24 years of positive payment history. Excellent, especially if it has a high limit on it. So your age of credit does matter a lot. You want to make sure the age of your credit is up there. All right. So credit mix. This is the mixture of your accounts is the next thing we're going to talk about. And that is not just having all credit cards, not just having, a bunch of auto loans, you know what I mean? Not just having a bunch of installment loans. You want a mixture of all of that stuff on your report because it shows that, once again, to the lenders, remember, I said your credit profile is your resume. So assume you're going to get a job and you have a resume. Well, like, what's your work history? What's your experience? Where have you been educated at? How much experience do you have in this field that you're applying for? They're going to see that through your resume, right? So your credit profile is your resume to the lenders, where they're going to look and say, okay, all right, paid off car loans, installment loans, high limit credit cards, You're checking all the boxes. Then give them a high credit card. Give her, that $50,000 limit. That's how it's going to go. But if you only have credit cards, and worse, all subprime credit cards like, Credit One and things of that nature, um, you know, it's not looking good for you. So you're going to need to, mix that up the best you can. Get some installment loans on your account. Get some auto loans there. You know what I mean? And get that mixture in there. And the last thing is new credit. So how much new accounts do you have on your account, your profile? How many hard inquiries do you have in the last X amount of months? You know what I mean? That is also making up 10% of your score. So be mindful of that when you're out applying for different cards. And, just a little gem, just do your best to do your research, stay away from the subprime cards. I get when you're trying to come up, because I have a Credit One card, right? And like back in the day, I want to say 2016, 2017, I got a Credit One card. I regret it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't know what you don't know. So at that time, I didn't know that was, uh, you know, for lack of better words, a crappy card to be a part of, right? So try your best to stay away from those subprime lenders and those $300 limit cards and the $200 limit cards with a $29 fee and then a $100 annual fee. Like it doesn't make sense, y'all. All right, so forget about that. Just build your score, build your credit profile, generate more capital so you can position yourself to get better cards and get approved for better type of loans. All right. So again, we got payment history at 35%. We got utilization at 30%. We got age of credit at 15%. You've got credit mix and new credit at 10%, making up that 100%. So these are the things that make up your credit score. Uh, if this is just basic information, y'all. I mean, this isn't like groundbreaking information, but some of us don't know this. So, I don't want to assume that you know it all. I don't know it all. I'm always learning. I'm constantly, soaking up information that I can apply every day, not, here and there. Every day I'm learning something. So, uh, I suggest that you always keep your mind open to learning and growing as well. So although this was just basic information, it might be able to help you if you didn't know this, so you can kind of have an idea of what does actually make up your score. And you know if you found this useful, hey, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and get this out to people that may not know this, so we can all be better informed and move forward in the right way. Financial literacy is key, so let's make sure that we are really understanding how to generate money, how to move money, and how to keep our money, and more importantly, have our money working for us so you can get your time back, right? Because we can't get any time back. You can always get money, but we're not getting no time back. Once that time is gone, it's gone. All right. So with that said, this is Edem signing off. Have a good one. And if you got any comments, feedback, any experiences, any questions, go ahead and drop that in the comments below, and let's have a conversation. I'll get back to you. All right. So until then, peace.